Oxygen may not be the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere, but it is certainly the most vital one. Without it, no living being can survive. Have you ever wondered what would happen if the whole world was cut off from its oxygen supply for merely 5 seconds? You might think that holding your breath for just 5 seconds isn't a very big deal. I mean, come on, it's just 5 seconds after all. But in reality, if the whole world was deprived of it for that long, the results would be catastrophic. So now, if I ask you to take a deep, long breath, do you know what you're taking in? Is of course oxygen. So if the entire oxygen disappeared, for say not long, but just say for 5 seconds, then what would happen to the surroundings? And what would happen to the earth, including us, plants and animals? Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into work. First, the sky during the day would get darker. We know that light from the sun reaches the Earth's surface as a result of multiple reflections that occur when a light particle bounces off the particles in the air. The absence of oxygen means less particles for the light to bounce on, so the sky would appear dark, almost black actually. Essentially, light would reach to the Earth, but it would seem as if it was being emitted from a point source, as opposed to what we normally see. Fact second. Every structure made of concrete would crumble. We know that oxygen is an important binder in concrete structures, and without it, the compounds do not hold their rigidity. Third fact. Everyone's inner ear would explode. We would lose about 21% of the air pressure in an instant, and this would be similar to jumping from a sea level to nearly 2000 meters almost instantly, and this would prevent the eardrums from becoming acclimated to the changes in pressure, and we would experience something called barotrauma. Barotrauma usually occurs when there is a sudden change in pressures. For example, during deep sea diving or air travel, we feel that our ears have been clogged up. In the absence of oxygen, we should experience something like this, but on a much larger scale, therefore expect some serious hearing loss. Fact fourth. Earth's crust would completely crumble, and that's because oxygen constitutes 45% of the Earth's crust. Therefore, without its major constituent, the Earth below us would disappear, sending you and everyone on this planet into a free fall. Fact 5. Everyone at the beach would get severe sunburns, and that's because ozone is a gas that prevents most of the ultraviolet radiations coming from the sunlight from reaching the troposphere, and it is entirely comprised of molecular oxygen, that is ozone, O3. So basically, without oxygen, it would be like living inside a toaster. Fact 6. Every living cell would explode in a haze of hydrogen gas, and it is because we know that up to 60% of a human adult body is water, where brain and heart are composed of 73% of water, lungs are about 83% of water, skin contains 64% of water, muscles and kidneys contain 79% of water, and even our bones are watery, that is, they contain 31% of water. Therefore, in other words, I should say that we are completely water actually. And what is water? Water is 1/3 oxygen, and if there is no oxygen, what will happen to the hydrogen molecule? The hydrogen molecule will turn into gaseous state, and therefore will expand in volume, and hence every living cell would explode in a haze of hydrogen gas. Fact 7. The oceans would evaporate and bleed into space. As oxygen disappears from ocean's water, the hydrogen component becomes the unbound free gas. Hydrogen gas, being the lightest, will rise to the upper troposphere and slowly bleed into space through the atmospheric escape. Fact 7. There will be no fire because gas needs oxygen to burn. The same can be said about fire. When you burn something, you start reaction of this material with oxygen. So in other words, fire is a byproduct basically of this reaction. So if there is no oxygen, there is no fire. Fact 9. An untreated metal would instantly be fused together, and this is because there is a layer of oxidation on metals that prevents them from welding together. Without that layer, metals would instantly bind to each other. Fact 10. Any mode of transport that isn't electric will automatically fail. Planes will fall from sky and millions of cars will be stopped in their tracks. Yeah. But probably we need not to worry about it because it's never going to happen. So thank you, oxygen, for existing and letting us exist.